Hey everybody, this is April over at the Resellers Learning Curve. And while I don't feel super video prepared, I'm still trying to nail everything down in my home office. I got my computer set up so far, and I have my shipping supplies set up in the closet. But otherwise, the whole rest of this room is crazy because everything that was in the closet came out, and so that's where I'm at. But there is no way I was not going to shoot a video tonight. There's just no way I could skip tonight because I'm so excited. If I seem excited, it's because I'm excited. Today is my 2-year anniversary of the first YouTube video I created, and that's insanely wild to me. It's really crazy that it's been 2 whole years since I uploaded my very first video on YouTube. So I wanted to make a video first and foremost to thank every single person that has subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys. I appreciate every single subscriber. Thank you to everyone who leaves comments. Thank you to everyone who provides me feedback. I really appreciate you. And if I didn't get any feedback, if I didn't feel like making these videos was helpful to someone, anybody out there, then I wouldn't do it. So thank you for giving me feedback and encouraging me to continue to make videos. I uploaded a video from my computer the other night, and somebody gave me feedback and said that the quality got a little shoddy at the end. And I watched that video on playback. I don't always watch my videos on playback because I have a hard time watching myself. I watched that video on playback, and the end of it did get really, really weird. But I wouldn't normally know those things. So I want to thank you guys for being here, for supporting me, for being so positive. I also want to thank the people who not only show me support here on YouTube, but also are in my Facebook group, which is also named the Resellers Learning Curve. So thank you to every subscriber. Thank you to everyone who participates in the Facebook group. It's because of you guys that I make content, and as long as you let me know that you find the content helpful and you want me to keep making videos, I'll keep making videos. Not only is today my 2-year YouTube anniversary, but within the past several days, the channel reached a milestone of 3,000 subscribers. I'm so incredibly humbled. I'm humbled. So thank each and every one of you, because there's literally probably 18 bazillion, billion, trillion videos on YouTube. So taking time out of your day to watch me means the world to me. So thank you. I also gave some thought to what I wanted to share in this very special 2-year 3,000 subscriber video, and I wanted to go over a few reflections. These are things that pop into my mind on a relatively regular basis that I think could be useful to other resellers, other people who make their living or make some part of their living selling items online. I have been reselling now for definitely 4 years. I know for a long time that was really murky. I didn't know if it was like 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, but I thought about it, and I actually started buying my first items for resale when I was pregnant with my daughter, who was born in early 2014. So I started in the fall. I'm thinking around October is where I was really like spending money to source. So say October of 2013 is when I started reselling, and it has been so absolutely, it's been an amazing journey, and the evolution of myself, of the community, has just been amazing. When I started back in, let's just say October 2013, there wasn't a ton of information out there. Today in October of 2017, you can literally go on YouTube and type in sell items on eBay, sell items on Amazon, flip items on Craigslist. It doesn't matter what you're looking for. There's a ton of people out there doing it. When I started out, there wasn't a ton of people out there doing it. There were a few people that were doing it, and those people, because the market wasn't like flooded, they were doing really, really well with it. But back in 2013, it was a little bit more of, it was a struggle. It was a struggle to learn how to be a reseller. So I'm really, really thankful for those people that I met super, super early on in my journey that have helped me develop, who've, for one reason or another, I've developed a friendship, a relationship with them. You know who you are. Thank you. Thank you for being my mentors, for being my teachers, for being patient with me and just teaching me the ropes. I really appreciate it. I think it was December of 2015, and I'm sure somebody will correct me on this if that's not correct. December of 2015 is when one of my best and most cherished friends, Deb, asked me to join the panel excuse me, of the Reseller Stew. And if you have not seen the Reseller Stew, I suggest that you know what, actually just shut my video down and go over there and check it out. There's a lot of them, but it's the most amazing show. It's not only is it an amazing show, but I remember when Deb was starting the Reseller Stew, there was a lot of chatter from sources that will remain nameless that there had never been a successful all-female panel on YouTube. Like, nobody had been able to pull it off. Apparently, maybe people had tried it. There were male panels. There were a bunch of guys who were getting together talking about flipping stuff, and those shows were successful. But the Reseller Stew is incredible, and I'm humbled once again, so grateful that Deb asked me to be a part of the Reseller Stew. And that was December 2015. So that was soon after I left my full-time job as a paralegal and I was transitioning into full-time self-employment. And if you want a really, really good laugh, I'm gonna suggest that you go over to the Reseller Stew and check out the very first episode where my hair was not combed and I was so many different levels of ratchet. That's actually why I went back to work. I was a hot mess. Just being completely self-employed, that doesn't work for me. That's why I have a job. So Deb, thank you. I love you. My life would not be as rich without you. If anybody is wondering when I am getting back to the Reseller Stew, that's why the computer's in here. That's the purpose of, that's the prompt for the entire move. It's because my computer was in front of double windows, and so the light would come in, the daylight, which there's going to be daylight every Tuesday. The daylight would come in and it would just fade me out, and I literally looked like a black shadow, and no one could see me. People could hear me, but they couldn't really see me. And I would have like these big lights, which are right here now, like set up. They're like television production lights, and even that was not able to resolve the problem. So I stepped away, and I've had some personal stuff that I've been dealing with, and it's, once you step away from something, it's like really hard to like put that back in your schedule. But getting back to the stew is a huge priority for me, and I plan to be back next week. So as I said, if you haven't watched the Reseller Stew, I'm going to ask you to go over there and check that out as soon as possible. As far as reselling specific, and like I said, I did give this some thought. One of the things that I wanted to say to people who are starting out, maybe to people who've been doing this a while, is I want to encourage you to learn to embrace difficult periods in your business. My good friend, mentor, homie for life, Ronnie Hart, always describes eBay as a roller coaster. And that makes perfect sense. So if you're having a day where you're selling $700 worth of stuff, and I just say 700 because I've had $700 days, like that's not unreasonable. So if you're having one of those days, don't be shocked when you have 2 or 3 days where you don't sell nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean like nothing. You have to learn to embrace the difficult periods. If you don't learn to embrace the times when you have a flurry of returns, or you have a string of difficult customers, or you have really slow sales, or you have a really tough time sourcing, because I've been in kind of a thrift sourcing rut for a while now. If you're going through those periods and you don't figure out how to embrace them and make them part of your reselling experience, they stress you out, they make you anxious, and you'll burn yourself out, and you will you'll lose your passion for it, you'll lose your motivation, you'll lose your drive. And I don't want that for any of you guys. Like, in the years that I've been doing this, I've seen people come, I've seen people go, but I also know a lot of people who have staying power in this hustle. And the reason that they're staying power is because I can't speak for anyone else. I personally don't ever plan to not resell. I love it. I've heard resellers describe it as a lifestyle. Like, it really is. There's no place I would rather be if I have free time in my day than my local Goodwill store. There's no place I would rather be than my local Goodwill. If you, like I said, if you don't like aspects of the business, that's easy to fix. That's a really easy fix. It might not seem like it initially, but it is an easy fix. But I want to encourage you guys to just embrace the difficult periods. And once you're able to do that, you'll be able to emotionally detach, which allows you to run your business more efficiently. The second thing, as far as reseller specific advice that I wanted to offer today, is never stop learning. Never stop learning. My mentor, and I honestly cannot remember the brand off the top of my head. I would know it if I saw it. I can actually see the label in my head, but I don't remember enough detail to tell you the brand. My mentor, who I just mentioned, Ronnie Hart, found a shirt a couple of weeks back. I think it wasn't more than a couple of weeks back, and it was a brand that he didn't previously know about. So if I'm telling you the person that I look up to, the person who taught me most of what I know when it comes to menswear, found stuff that he didn't know about, you know good and well that there's a lot of stuff I don't know about. If you're in my Facebook group, I think that's a lot of my posts, is I'm posting things that I sold or things that I found that previously I knew absolutely nothing about. So I want to encourage you all to never stop learning. This is not the kind of gig where you can rest on your laurels, because eBay is a fast changing market. It really is. It changes all the time. And I think that people get really fed up with it because they get into their niche. And it's possible to get too deep into your niche, because if there comes a time that what you're selling isn't selling, the best thing you can do for yourself is figure out what's selling and go find that, because it's out there. It's out there for you, because what's for you is not for anybody else. So I want to encourage you guys to just keep learning, keep studying. Probably 50% of the time I go to a thrift store, I don't buy anything. I buy not a single thing. So a lot of what I'm doing there is my homework. That's my homework. I'm on a good day, I'm at Goodwill twice a day. I don't go to my local Salvation Army as much, but I will pop in there a couple times a week. But Goodwill, most days, twice a day. And I don't buy anything from that store probably 80% of the time. But I'm in there because I always learn something, and I think that that's really important. This video went out way longer than I wanted to. So once again, thank you, every single one of you. Thank you. I'm so full right now. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. I'm a lot of things, but I'm mostly just amazed. I'm amazed because I remember when Deb, who I've mentioned, told me that I should start a YouTube channel 2 years ago. I insisted that she was crazy. I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, I never ever saw myself as somebody that would be in front of a camera. And 2 years ago, I mean, I was like, halfway to where I am now. And even right now, I'm not the coldest out there. I don't claim to be the coldest. I don't claim to have the most sales. I do not claim to know it all. But what I do know is the right attitude is going to bring you success. And so that's what I try to share with you guys, is that it's possible. It's possible. It's absolutely possible to be a successful reseller, even with a full-time job, 2 kids, and another budding business. It's possible. You have all the time in the world if you want to make this work. So on that note, I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. And if there is anything that I can make a video about that you want me to talk about, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I don't check those every day, but I do check them pretty often. I don't think I check them every day. I might check them every day, but just once a day. I'm not like on YouTube with push notifications no more, because somebody messed that up for everybody. So if there is anything you want to hear about, just drop it in the comments. I'm more than happy to make a video. I always have minutes to share with you guys, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. So have a good night. I hope that you are having a super successful week, and happy 4th quarter. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.